Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Jay's Beer Review. The beer today is Middle Ages Dragon Slayer Imperial Stout. Now I believe this is the first beer that I'm reviewing from the Middle Age Brewing Company. And they are out of Syracuse, New York, and which is like a 2.5 hour ride from where we live. And I've actually had quite a few of their beers. Now I mainly get their beer at Mahar's, which is a craft beer bar in my area that I go to frequently. A lot of beers that they have there from Middle Ages is on cask. So I've had a lot of beers from them on cask, including this one. And when I had this on cask at Mahar's, I thought it was great, and I just one day was going to get around to reviewing this, and today I finally am. So we'll find out if it's just as good in the bottle as it is on cask. The alcohol percentage is 9.5%. And it is an Imperial Stout, so with that said, we're going to go ahead and break into it. The glass I'm going to use is my snifter, and because it's a 22-ounce bomber, I'm going to split this with the wife today and going to fill her up with my tulip-style snifter. So, here we go. Alright, well as you can see, I have a full beer here. Right now it's a little probably too cold for me. I tend to like my Imperial Stouts a little warmer, so I'm probably going to let this warm up for just a few moments and let it take my time drinking it to let it warm up even more, because with these Imperial Stouts, they tend to, as they warm up, the flavors really come out. I noticed as I was pouring it, there was actually some times where there was like chunks in it, so I'm interested to see what that's going to taste like. The beer itself is completely opaque black. I mean, I can't see it through it at all. There's not even remnants of like brown or red towards the bottom like sometimes these have when you hold them to the light. The head's relatively very small, just very faint, probably due to the high alcohol percentage. And overall, it does look very appealing. I didn't smell it from the bottle, so let's see if we can smell anything up close. You know what? I mean, it's interesting because I get a lot of these Russian Imperial Stouts. And this one here, and they tend to smell like wine, and it does have some like wine type qualities, but very faint. I'm getting a lot of like black licorice and molasses in this one. I mean, it almost smells like black Twizzlers. It smells really good. Cheers. Pretty good. The bitterness is relatively high, higher than I anticipated. Imperial Stouts are interesting because sometimes the bitterness is real high and sometimes the bitterness is real low. In this particular case, the bitterness is pretty high, but it's really tasty though, so it's not hurting it. Molasses is like the strongest flavor I'm getting. I also do get black licorices, a lot of dark fruits as well. I'm not tasting a ton of chocolate. There is like some black chocolate that I'm tasting. It's probably like the dark roasted malts that they're using, but it doesn't taste like super chocolatey. The mouthfeel is extremely soft, so that's a thing that I love about a beer, is a soft mouthfeel. This has it. It doesn't feel super thick. It doesn't feel like it's coating my throat. Maybe as it warms up it will thicken and do that, but right now it's just a slight bit of a wateriness to the texture on the mouth. The alcohol presence is definitely present, but it's not overwhelming. Without a doubt, if you're an Imperial Stout drinker, I don't think you're going to have a problem with this at all. I think you'll enjoy it. I think if you're not used to Imperial Stouts or you're not used to this type of beer, you probably don't want to start with something like this. But so far, I'm really liking this a lot. Not quite as good as some of the Imperial Stouts I've had in my lifetime, but definitely without a doubt a really good beer. Alright, well I'm going to sit back and enjoy this and drink some more of it and get back to you in a few moments. Alright, well I'm back, and as you can see I have just a little bit of beer here left. As it warmed, it did thicken like I thought it would, and the bitterness did go down a little bit, which was excellent because, you know, I don't tend to like my beers overly bitter. I like this beer a lot. The flavors I tasted the most was the molasses. I got that more than anything else out of this beer. Black licorice also was another major component to it. Overall, as far as Imperial Stouts go, I've had a lot of other Imperial Stouts that I do like a lot better than this, so it's not one of the best ones I had, but it's still a really good beer, and I think anybody who likes Imperial Stouts will like this beer. So with that said, I am going to do my final chug and give you my final thoughts and grade.
I'm looking at this cart of poison, and I'm looking at that kid there, and somebody needs to help that girl out.
She walks away dumbfounded at what she hears. But wait, he isn't done yet.
As far as final thoughts and grade, I'm going to call this one very good. I'm not going to quite call it excellent or top-notch, because I think when I think of some of the other Imperial Stouts I've had out there, I like those a lot better. So the distinction is enough for me to bring the grading down just a little bit. Again, that was the Middle Ages Dragon Slayer Imperial Stout. Until next time, thanks for watching. Alright, well I guess I'm going to have some bonus footage for you today. What I'm going to be doing today is making a Oatmeal Stout milkshake. And basically the recipe calls for an Oatmeal Stout beer. So I'm going to be using Sam Smith's Oatmeal Stout, since to me it's one of the best oatmeal stouts out there. Vanilla ice cream, some chocolate syrup, cherries, sprinkles, whipped cream. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and give this a try and see if it's any good. The recipe calls for one glass. You use a half a pint of beer, so I'm going to use one full bottle since it's me and my wife going to have that. So we're going to dump that in there. Recipe calls for 4 scoops of vanilla ice cream, so since there's 2 of them, I'm going to use 8 scoops of ice cream. Alright, there's the ice cream. Then we're going to line the glass with some chocolate syrup. Okay, and now we're going to blend this ice cream. Pour it in each cup. There's still some chunks in it. I guess I could have blended it even more. We're going to top it off with some whipped cream. Throw in some sprinkles. Top it off with a cherry. And there you go. One Oatmeal Stout milkshake. Now, let's give it a try. Straw right in there. Wow, surprisingly it's drinkable. I didn't know if it would be, but I don't think it's that bad. It's like a bittersweet milkshake. Anyway, thanks for watching.